City boy! City boy!
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video, and you know we gotta do a Raw on Netflix review, baby. What can I say about tonight's show that hasn't been said about this travesty, this garbage that WWE is trying to pass off as weekly episodic television? This show was supposed to be the go-home show for Raw for the Royal Rumble. The biggest, I would say the second biggest show of the year. Screw SummerSlam, okay? SummerSlam, they can try to say that that's the mania of the summer, but nobody cares about SummerSlam as much as people care about the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble has offered for over 30 years now. So many Hall of Famers, so many feel-good moments, so many jaw-dropping moments. And this is the go-home show that they give us on Raw, right? We're going to go ahead and jump into it segment by segment. And I'll tell you how I feel about it as we go along and afterwards as usual. So first we get, in the opening of the show, Seth Rollins coming out and cutting a promo about the Royal Rumble. Okay? I mean, nobody cares. Atlanta didn't care. You know what I'm saying? You can't pull the wool over the eyes of Atlanta. That's what I love about when they go to Atlanta, because Atlanta's going to let you know who's hot and who's not. And they're going to be so unapologetic about it. The people don't give a damn about Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins is talking about all the people he's going to have to throw over the ropes. Talking about how, you know, a couple weeks ago, this 2025 hasn't been too kind to him, hasn't been his best year so far. You know, talking about how he was on his back looking up at the lights versus CM Punk. And Gunther ends up interrupting because Seth Rollins is like, who should I go after? We all know that Gunther is just keeping my title warm for me. So should I go after Gunther or should I go after Cody Rhodes? And Gunther interrupts. He says, you think I'm just keeping the title warm for you? Well, I'm not. First of all, Atlanta doesn't give a shit about Gunther. Atlanta, no, there's no pop. There's no booze, nothing. Gunther got nothing from this crowd tonight until he said that he beat Jey Uso, which he got some booze for. And that was that. Okay. Pat McAfee and Michael Cole out there lying about how much prestige Gunther has given the title, and just fucking lying, bro. The best part about this promo was when Logan Paul interrupted. Yes, because Logan Paul is back now. He will be at the Royal Rumble, as he stated. And Logan Paul just got generational heat. Generational heat. And you can argue that most of the heat is from what he does outside of the ring, but that doesn't matter, because Logan Paul, he's getting the reaction that a world champion heel should be getting. Booed out of the fucking building. That's what Gunther should be getting, but Gunther, he can't get that kind of heat to save his life, because Gunther is a boring character, okay? He's not even a character, he's just a pro wrestler, okay? So, yes, Logan Paul declares for the Royal Rumble, says he's going to play it smart, he's not going to work hard, he's going to stay out of the way, let everybody, get themselves out, and, he'll capitalize when the time comes. So there was that segment. That was the opening segment. absolute snooze fest. Okay. Then backstage, we get CM Punk getting interviewed by, I believe, Jackie Redmond. Sami Zayn comes up. He's talking some shit. Not talking some shit, but, you know, I didn't really pay attention much to this segment because it was CM Punk, Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross, and then Cody Rhodes came out from nowhere. Like, there was a lot going on. I didn't give a shit about this segment. Next up, we got Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. They're interviewing in the crowd. The people of Atlanta, you know, they're giving them something, but not really much of anything because nobody, like, when's the last time we really seen Grayson Waller and Austin Theory doing anything? Last time we saw them doing anything, they were losing to, who was it? Was it Los Garza or was it Motor City? I don't remember. I don't care. All right? I don't care. Okay, whatever. All right. Next up, we get a match. Judgment Day versus the War Raiders. Judgment Day, they have a new entrance theme. It's cool, I guess, but the crowd could not give a damn. Like, just pure apathy for the first 30 minutes of the show. Michael Cole screws up. He screwed up 2 Chainz's name. He called him Titty Boy. His name is Tidy Bo. That was funny. I couldn't with that. You can tell Michael Cole just reading off the motherfucking script for that one. But anyways, this was the first title defense for the War Raiders in a whole month. They won the championship last month from the Judgment Day and have not been seen since. And then their first title defense is against the Judgment Day, and there was that. Now, during the match, JD McDonough almost fucking killed himself. Okay? Now, I want to take a little time on this right here, because I'm sick and tired of the marks talking about how much Triple H respects his talent, how, you know, the talent is just way better off underneath Triple H. Triple H has his talent doing the craziest, most dumbest shit possible each and every week, and it just leads to shit like this happening. So, around the first 3, 4, or 5 minutes of the match, Judgment Day, they're double teaming both the dudes on the War Raiders, getting them, you know, separating them, you know, divide and conquer type scenario. And JD McDonough, he hits a moonsault springboard, triple moon dive off the fucking ropes, bruh. Onto, I think it was Eric. I don't know which one is which, bruh. I don't care. Alright? He hits a moonsault off of the motherfucking second rope onto the outside, and he hit the back of his head hard as fuck on the announce table. Now, this could have been a career-ending injury right here. This could have been earth-shattering for JD McDonough. JD McDonough don't weigh nothing but 100 pounds soaking wet. The only thing that saved him is that he has that big dome piece on him. That's legitimately the only thing that I believe saved him. But that could have been the end for JD McDonough. And we see like shit like this every single week, where people are coming within an inch of their lives damn near every fucking week, doing all these dumbass moves, trying to get a cheap pop out of the crowd. And that right there could have been the end of JD McDonough. Thank God it wasn't. Thank God that JD McDonough has that huge dome piece and that he was able to get up and continue the match on as if it didn't happen. But that was fucking scary, okay? So fuck you, Marks. Always talking about how good Triple H is to his talent. Triple H consistently, on a week-to-week basis, puts people in this position to where they can almost get fucking killed. And I'm sick of it. I'm over it, okay? So, the War Raiders win. Nobody cares. And we move on. Pete Dunne and Ludwig are backstage, okay? Ludwig comes up to Pete Dunne and basically says, like, hey, it wasn't a good week for you last week because, you know, Pete Dunne lost against Penta. Ludwig is like, you know, let's show him how this shit really goes, you know what I'm saying? Then the New Day comes up, tries to get some fist bumps. Pete Dunne and Ludwig walk away like, who are these fucking jobbers? Just a whole group of jobbers back there, man. But then they get interviewed by, I don't remember, the other blonde one, the one that sounds like Megan O'Leary. They get interviewed and they're like, Xavier's home, you know what I'm saying? The Atlanta's favorite son is back in the city. And, we're going to go out there and Xavier's going to fight Rey Mysterio. He's going to whoop his ass in front of his hometown, in front of his mother and the rest of his family. And, so that's what happened next. Rey Mysterio versus Xavier Woods. That's what happened next, okay? So Xavier's family didn't show up for like the first 75% of the match, and then they came up during the last few minutes of the match. They were in the crowd. Xavier walks up to him. He's like, hey, where the fuck were y'all? And then they all unzip their jackets, and they're all wearing New Day Sucks shirts. So they're doing the same thing with Xavier Woods that they did with Kofi Kingston, with his mom. You know what I'm saying? Basically, turned her back on him. So now both of their families have turned their back on them, and I could care less, man. Let's move the fuck on, man. Rey Mysterio won because the New Day, they're just jobbers. It doesn't matter if they're heels, doesn't matter if they're baby faces, in-betweeners, I don't give a shit. They are jobbers. So the whole heel turn, that 6 months, 7 months of us waiting for these motherfuckers to turn heel, it's all amounting to absolutely nothing because they still can't get a win. Next up, we get Sami Zayn backstage apologizing to Seth Rollins for Helluva kicking him in the face. What can I say? What can I say, bro? What can I say about this? Just a bunch of grown men crying and complaining about this shit. I could care less. Seth Rollins accepts Sami Zayn's apology, and then we move on. Jey Uso then comes out with Quavo and eats for like 10 minutes straight. He just eats for 10 minutes straight. I'm sure it was fun for the crowd, but if you're at home and you're watching this shit on TV, you're just like, okay, can we move the fuck on? Like, can we move on? Like, can we get to something consequential here? So he eats for 10 minutes, and then he cuts a 2-minute promo where he basically says, yeah, I lost against Gunther, okay, but I know I can beat him, so I'm going to win the Royal Rumble, I'm going to toss everybody over the rope, and then I'm going to main event WrestleMania, and I'm going to whoop Gunther's ass, okay? That's the promo, and we move on. Pat McAfee even cut a promo, okay? Well, he cut kind of a promo, and then he mostly was interviewing Xavier Woods' family, where they all basically just said, yeah, we just, we raised him better than this. We thought that he was a good guy, and now he's a bad guy, and we just raised him better than this. So we hope that he can turn around here soon. And he also interviewed Lil Yachty, okay? Lil Yachty basically simping for mommy, right? Saying that, he doesn't care about anything but Rhea Ripley in this motherfucker. And there was that. Jackie Redmond then is backstage. She's interviewing Lyra Valkyria. She declares for the Royal Rumble. She's going to lose. American Made interrupts and basically says that, Ivy Nile is going to be the one that takes the IC championship off of her. Lyra says that, this is the closest either of you will ever get to an Intercontinental Championship. And then that was that. And then Alpha Academy is back there making TikToks, making a fucking fool of themselves. And Chad Gable just basically calls them pathetic, and then we move on. Next up, we got Raquel Rodriguez versus, and Liv Morgan versus Bianca and Naomi. This match was a snooze fest. Basically, the finish happened where Dominic Mysterio, he caused the distraction. And Liv Morgan ends up rolling up Naomi. Well, not rolling her up, but they were doing some moves off the ropes. Raquel ended up sweeping fucking Naomi. Naomi got hit with something. I think she got hit with the Oblivion, and then fucking Liv Morgan got ahead, picked up the pin, and that was that, man. So we got 2 weeks in a row for the tag team champions losing a match. This is Triple H's booking. Welcome to the Triple H era. All right. Next up, we got Rhea Ripley interviewing, talking about how she's bruised and battered from her match with Nia Jax. Gives her respect for Nia Jax, of course, because we got to have a little respect. And then Bayley interrupts, talking about some ding dong. I won the Royal Rumble last year, so it's probably going to be me again winning this year. And I'll be the one that's going to go ahead and face you at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley tells her good luck. And then she walks off. Bayley starts to walk off, and then Io Sky standing in her way. And Io Sky tells her that she'll see her Saturday. We move on. Kai Cenat. Yes, Kai Cenat, the streamer. He made an appearance. He got interviewed by Pat McAfee and basically says that he's going to be at the Royal Rumble and he's going to see Speed there. Because I Show Speed will also be at the Royal Rumble streaming it in the gorilla position. Or for any of the people who aren't marks, the backstage area. Okay? We move on. Penta has a video package where he basically declares for the Royal Rumble, and that was that. And then the most disappointing period of the night came where Paul Heyman came out to cut a promo and announce the 2K cover. Even though we've all already seen the 2K cover, he goes ahead and announces it and, drops a big banner in the ring talking about how Roman Reigns is the biggest star in the industry, the biggest star on Netflix, the biggest star on the planet. And if Elon Musk colonizes Mars, he'll be the biggest star on Mars. And Drew McIntyre came out, interrupted him, talking about how, they just all of this success that Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman have been having is because of him. ATL could not give a fuck less. And that was that. But really, the crazy thing about this segment is that Roman Reigns was supposed to be here. 3 weeks ago, Roman Reigns came out and said that on the 27th, they were going to have this big coronation. They were going to have a big celebration for him becoming the tribal chief again. And him, toppling over the new bloodline. They were supposed to have this big celebration, big coronation. And he couldn't even be bothered to show up. He has to have Paul Heyman go out there and cut a promo about how everybody else is Roman Reigns wannabes and this, that, and the other. So that was very disappointing that we didn't even get to see Roman Reigns tonight. We move on. Braun Breaker, he has an interview with Jackie Redmond. Braun Breaker declares for the Royal Rumble. Calls everybody old, says everybody in the Royal Rumble basically that declared so far is a senior citizen. And that when they get in the ring, they're going to realize that this isn't 2014 anymore. And they're going to have to contend with him. Penta interrupted him while he was trying to do are there any dogs barking here in Atlanta? Penta interrupted him, looking like an absolute fucking goober in his suit and his mask. It just didn't make any sense, man. I don't give a fuck. So I guess this is going to be a match that we get maybe next week. I don't give a shit. So next up, we get Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. ATL doesn't give a fuck about this match at all. They actually like Drew McIntyre a lot more than they like Sami Zayn, which is I'm sure the WWE and Triple H, his asshole was just backstage clenching at the thought that Sami Zayn, nobody was trying to sing along to his song. And even there's people in the audience, I don't know if you know this, but there's people in the audience that start chants, okay? And those people are usually hired by the WWE and by other television series as well. Like game shows and stuff like that, where they'll show the people when they're supposed to clap, when they're supposed to say, oh, boo, you know what I'm saying? Any chants that they're supposed to do, and they'll get that shit started. Any chants that were started for Sami Zayn, they completely just got nipped in the bud. And you could just tell they were trying their hardest to get the people behind Sami Zayn, but nobody in ATL gives a fuck about Sami Zayn, because ATL is a place that you cannot pull the wool over the eyes of people, man. So Drew McIntyre ends up picking up the win, thank God. After the match, he attacks Sami Zayn, starts whooping his ass. Cody Rhodes comes out, makes the save. Then they brawl. Then KO comes out and starts, makes the save for Drew. And then KO and Cody brawl. And then once they get into the corner, Sami Zayn runs up and accidentally haluva kicks Cody Rhodes. So 2 weeks in a row, we get an accidental haluva kick. And what can I say, man? Sami Zayn, KO looks very pleased. He's like, yep, so Sami's on my side. That's what I want to see. Sami's like, no, it's not like that. And there was that. Once we come back, Cody Rhodes is in the ring. He's cutting a boring ass, put the people to sleep ass promo, where he's talking about how being a champion is, it's about the mindset, and it's about what you sacrifice for it, this, that, and the other. But people don't care. And then CM Punk comes out and interrupts them, and they cut one of the most boring promos I have ever seen in my life. Just so boring, so monotonous, so fucking ear-scratchingly bad, bro. I could see the people in the audience literally getting up and walking out as they were cutting this promo. But basically what you need to know about what happened in this promo, I sat through it just in case you couldn't, okay? Is that CM Punk basically says that, he's Cody's real friend, and while everybody else is going to stab Cody Rhodes in the back, he's going to be a true friend and stab him in the front. He's going to win the Royal Rumble, and he's going to be the one facing Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And the audience cuts to black when Cody basically says that, what this nigga say? He said that, back in OVW, because, we always got to reach back to outside of the WWE, right? To the developmental brand, or what used to be the developmental brand for WWE. Back in OVW, everybody there was chasing the chick magnet Punk. Everybody was wanted to be like you. Then you left for 10 years. The people continued to chant your name when we were all chasing you. And now the dynamic has switched, and now you're the one that's chasing me. And that was that. We cut to black. This show, to say that it was a chore to get through, to say that this shit was agonizing to get through tonight, that's an absolute understatement. And we got no John Cena. Okay, we haven't seen John Cena since the debut of Netflix on Raw on Netflix. We haven't seen him. There was no Roman Reigns, even though they said that Roman Reigns was going to be there. Roman Reigns himself said that he was going to be there on the 27th. He couldn't even be bothered to show up. Nothing special happened tonight. Nothing. Okay? And I have to say this, John Cena does not deserve to win the Royal Rumble at all. Neither does Roman Reigns, because neither of them have fucking been here since the start of the year. So if either of them come back and win the Royal Rumble, I don't know how the people can sit by and say that it's deserved or earned or any of that shit. Because it's not. LA Knight should win, or Braun Breaker, even though Braun Breaker is the United States, or not United States, who cares, the IC champion. Okay, I think one of those two should win, because nobody else who has declared so far is as over as these guys, besides maybe Jey Uso. That'd be another one that I wouldn't mind seeing, because, like, give it to somebody else, dog. Give it to somebody who could actually use that push into the main event. Somebody who's actually going to be around for a long time, or somebody who's actually pushing merch and is over despite the awful booking that they've been giving somebody like LA Knight. There's nothing that I can say about this show that is positive. Nothing that I can say about this show that I can like lighten the mood about. This show was complete ass. Complete and utter ass. I give this show a 0 out of 10. And that has been the video for the day. Let me know what you guys thought. We'll be back with another one tomorrow. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I'ma see you in the next one. I have to wash this garbage off of me. I was literally like in convulsions after this show ended. I was literally like, I could not stop myself continuing to say ass, garbage, garbage, garbage. This shit was garbage. Like there was nothing good about tonight's show, bro. Like nothing. So, yeah. Like I said, that's been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like and a subscribe, and let me know in the comments who y'all favorites are for the Royal Rumble this year. And let me know what y'all thought about tonight's show, man. I thought it was ass, man. I thought it was ass. So, that's been me for today. Your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.